today I'm on an island building oyster reefs, and this island is adorable. It's only an hour away from my house and I've never heard of it before. I'm so excited and I really want to check out the place, but I'm not going to because I want to share the experience with my boyfriend. But I'll definitely look around on Yelp and see what I find interesting. Yeah. It's me again. So I never really went into detail about what the whole oyster shell reef building thing was. Well, that was my first time doing it. So now that I did it, I can tell you a little bit more about what it involves. So step one is getting oyster shells from restaurants. When the customers eat the oysters off the shell, they'll throw them away into a bucket, and then the oyster shell program takes the buckets and puts them into a giant dumpster. Somebody takes the shells from that giant dumpster and puts them in a pile in this one area and waits about 6 months for all the food to decompose and everything. And then after that, we have a team of volunteers that will sift through the oysters to get rid of all the small pieces and the dirt and the leaves, and then they put them in these mesh bags. Once those mesh bags are stacked up really tall, we put them on pallets, and then we take the pallets and bring them to the oyster shell planting place. Hey, Squiggly. How you doing? So once we get the oyster shell bags on a pallet, hey. Okay. Once we get those on a pallet, we put them in these tanks full of oyster larvae, and then the larvae attach to those oyster shells. Here we open up the bags with the baby oysters on them. There are usually about 5 babies per shell. And then we put them on this giant, well, it's not giant, but it's an oyster boat. And then we go out on this boat and we take the buckets and we dump the oysters overboard, and we're slowly creating a reef that way. I was only supposed to go for one day, but it turns out one of the Thursday mornings they needed an extra volunteer. So I'm gonna go over there and volunteer on Thursday and take better videos, and so that way you guys can understand what I'm talking about. So today, even though it's raining, I want to go around the creeks and the rivers and see if I can find any fossils, but I'm sure I won't find anything. I was even told that you can't find much just by going out into the river. So I'm gonna try though. It beats just sitting inside all day. My internet's not that good here, so I don't know. It's really refreshing to not have internet, because in the moment sitting on the couch sounds nice, but now that I'm out here and I actually got up, I'd much rather be walking around here. Look at the sheep. It's sweet. So, there you have it.